What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into one of the more upsetting and sad and down bad episodes of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's episode number 479, the penultimate episode, because Matt and I will be talking about this more on Wednesday night show as well, but this is, I do the solo dolos for you. Keep this thing 2 episodes a week like it's been from the jump. It's over. The run has come to an end. The Philadelphia Phillies have unfortunately lost the World Series. Normally I would have recorded this over the weekend, but I had to gather my thoughts a little bit, not be a blubbering buffoon. I'm going to have pauses throughout this, so be prepared, if you will. It's tough. It's tough. Before I get into the business side of the episode like I always do, it sucks. You guys know how much of a Phils fan I am, how much of a Phils fan Matt is. We didn't expect to be here. That's for damn sure. Nobody expected this. With the way the season started, 22-29, it just sucks. That it ended the way it did, to the team that it did, and now an off-season looms, and you truly don't know what's going to happen now. But we're going to get into all that. But before we get started, make sure you guys are following us at Underground PHI on Twitter and Instagram. We got a big giveaway going through until Wednesday night show with Josh Reynolds, with Dewani Saria. So make sure you guys go check that out at Underground PHI on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311. Subscribe to the podcast feed, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there. Leave those 5-star reviews on Apple. It really helps the show. I felt like our run of Red October podcasts were some of the best we've done in the almost 5 years we've been podcasting. So go leave us a 5-star review. It plays with the algorithm. It lets more people find the show. And while you're at it, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Subscribe. Smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button. Ring the bell icon. Comment down below your thoughts on this Phillies World Series run. How, you felt on Saturday. All that good stuff. 5 stars. Leave it in the, subscribe. Be a friend. Tell a friend. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers, guys. I don't ask for much from all of you. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers. So we can, take the next step for this company, monetize our channel, and, make this into our full-time careers. That's our goal. And we need your help. So subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Shout out to our sponsors who make this show happen. Main Auto LLC, Security 21 Security Systems, Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated, and the Dental Wellness Center of Vineland. Let's get into it. The Phils lose the World Series 4-2 to the Houston Astros. I've been down bad since Saturday. It was an impromptu run for the Fightin' Phils. Something nobody really expected coming into the season. Maybe thought, get the chemistry right with a lot of these guys, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully they just end the playoff drought. It was a roller coaster of a year. A lot of up and downs, a lot of fun stuff happened, a lot of not fun stuff happened. But in the end, this team defied so many odds. Your MVP being out for 2 months. Gene Segura being out for a month. Zach Wheeler being injured. Sir Anthony Dominguez being injured. Zach Eflin being injured. I fucking hate this place, Alec Boehm. So many ups and downs throughout this entire Phillies season that when you step back and look at it, it's going to be, our generation as adults. It's how they look at 1993 for the Phillies. It's how everyone looks at 2001 for the Sixers. A lot of hockey fans look at 2010 for the Flyers. And, I wasn't born yet for 93. I was a couple weeks later. 01, I remember a little bit. Obviously, I remember the step over, but not like the ins and outs because I was 6 years old. No, I was 8. Gonna be 8. I was 7 years old when 01 happened. This team is going to stick with me for a long time, for a lot of different reasons. And I'm sure everybody has different reasons too. But when you look back and you take a trip down memory lane with this Phillies team to see where they were under Joe Girardi, to see the I fucking hate this place Alec Boehm moment, to firing Joe Girardi and going on an 8-game win streak with Rob Thompson at the helm. The ups and downs, the getting swept out of the All-Star break, Schwarber in the home run derby, losing to Pujols, of all people. 13-4 against the Nationals is going to be a game a lot of us remember for a long time just because it's like, what the fuck happened? And then Aaron Nola's almost perfect game to get you to the playoffs. And, I don't like to full-blown brag too much, but when I'm right about specific guys, I enjoy it. I enjoy being correct. And when you look at guys like Alec Boehm, who Matt and I have talked about for years, Bryson Stott finally getting his opportunity. I have been the biggest Aaron Nola guy since 2015. And when all of that just goes right. Sorry, I'm hearing buzzing from my headphones. When all of that goes right and you see it come to fruition, and then you look at all the moves over the past couple of years. Bryce chooses us. Zach Wheeler chooses us. Schwarber comes here. Castellanos comes here. D-Rob gets traded back. Redemption arc there. Jose Alvarado goes down to the minor leagues this year and comes back, and he's reincarnated as Mariano Rivera. Edmundo Sosa gets traded here and is an underrated trade deadline piece because it doesn't even get talked about because it was before the trade deadline. Brandon Marsh, Noah Syndergaard being a Philly. Things that I wouldn't have dreamt of in my wildest dreams happened this year. And, you look at everything, and then Dancing on My Own happens. And the bottom of the ninth against the Cardinals in Game 1 happens. And then this team goes on a magical run and gives everybody hope and gives everybody the belief in Red October and the belief in Phillies baseball again for the first time in 11 years. For the first time in 11 years, people believed that the Philadelphia Phillies had what it took to win. Like, to go and pull off the unthinkable. And, you know, you sit through the days of Emmanuel Burris playing shortstop and Tyler Goodell and Jeff Francoeur coming here and Jonathan Papelbon. You know, you have Michael Martinez and the Freddie Galvis brigade, which I was a proud part of. Aniel De Los Santos. You know, Vince Velasquez in left field. Scott Kingery pitching. You look, Michael Stutz. Shout out to the real ones. Hobie Milner. You look at those moments and you sit back and it's like, wow, this was the team to break the mold. This was the team that, through a decade of suffering and feeling like the drought would never end, after having such a magical 5-year run of just constant success and getting better and better, but the results not adding up. And then you get this team that everyone looks at in a way that it's, you know, they're meant to mash. They don't really have depth pitching-wise. And they've got an interim manager. And yet they're the ones who have the most fun together. They are the most connected. They care about this city. They want to succeed here. And something about that, I think, will resonate with thousands upon thousands upon thousands of Phillies fans for years to come. You know, you have Meek Mill performing before a World Series game at Citizens Bank Park. You know, you have all of the legends of 2008 coming back to throw out ceremonial first pitches. You have champions across the board throwing out first pitches. You wore the powder blues in the World Series. I think even though the Phillies lost overall, I think it's going to be really cool every time we go to the ballpark now. And 2022 is going to have a blue flag flying out on the flagpoles over Ashburn Alley. I think that's going to be really special. You know, it might not hit for some people now, and it might hit for people just like it is for me. But to know this was the first time the Phillies in their historic history, yes, that's redundant, but I don't care. For the first time in franchise history, the Phillies got into the postseason as a wild card. And the final wild card at that. And they're going to have a pennant flying forever because of it. Not a division-winning pennant. And sure, it's not a World Series pennant. It's smack dab in the middle. And they've got a National League Championship pennant that will be flying at Citizens Bank Park forever. That blue 2022 will fly forever. And so many people will look back on this run and the fun we had from March to November and remember that Phillies baseball is special. We are going to look back on 2022 as a kick-ass moment in time where we all bonded together, sang a remix of a song by a guy from Britain and Tiesto, counted down with our all-star catcher how many games we had left before we showered him in champagne, battled through losing our MVP, not only in the field, but losing him overall for 2 months. And proving that Phillies baseball matters in this city. I think it's so special what this Phillies team did. And, sure, the final 3 games of the series, the bats went cold. They disappeared. The Phillies did something that nobody in franchise history has done. They had 3 guys hit 5 or more home runs. Like, we're going to remember Bedlam at the bank, Harper the swing of his life, for the rest of our lives. We're going to remember the Rhys Hoskins bat spike forever. We're going to remember that JT inside the park home run for a long time. We're going to remember 3 miraculous catches by Nick Castellanos. We're going to remember playoff Ranger, playoff Aaron Nola, Alec Boehm turning into a Gold Glover in the playoffs right before our eyes. Alec Boehm saying, "I love this place." I don't know. Maybe I'm emotional. Maybe I'm very connected to this baseball team as a franchise, which I am. But I feel like 2022 and the Philadelphia Phillies this year will be remembered in this city more so for how fun and how cool and just how stupid they made us feel for a long-ass stretch of 8 months. We were riding with this team for 8 months. We're going to pop the 2022 yearbook on and turn it off right after Game 3 for a long time. And maybe I am just, overly emotionally connected to the Philadelphia Phillies because they are, the first team I ever saw win a championship. They're the first team that I attended a game live in person for. I tweeted this and, posted it because it's true. They resemble, a journey and a story that you have to follow each and every year. And the grind that a journey is to where you want to get. And I think that's just so relatable. I'm a 90s baby. I get questioned all the time and looked at funny for saying baseball is my favorite sport above all. And I think this postseason as a whole, no matter who you're a fan of, and this World Series, showed you why baseball is fucking cool, man. And to see a final wild card team defy the odds and absolutely bludgeon the St. Louis Cardinals, the Atlanta Braves, and the San Diego Padres to get to the World Series and fell 2 games short of winning it all after their manager gets fired right after Memorial Day when you're 7 games under 500. Your MVP misses 2 months. Your consistent as hell second baseman misses a month. Your all-star should have been Cy Young award-winning pitcher last season misses so much time down the stretch. This team rules, man. I'm going to miss the fuck out of these guys. Whoever is gone, a lot of, as I record this on Monday, Zach Eflin declined the mutual option between he and the Phillies. He'll be a free agent. I'm going to miss the hell out of Eflin. Gene Segura, my guy forever. I've been a Gene stan for 11 years. Ever since Gene got called up, I was like, that guy's a dude. And It never made any sense to me why he bounced around as much as he did. And when I was able to break the news on Twitter, with Gene's live on Instagram, with his happiness to know that he waived his no-trade clause to come to Philly, I was over the moon that one of my favorite players in baseball history was going to be donning the red pinstripes. This team is just, they're a bunch of lovable misfits. And maybe that's why a lot of people resonated with 1993 when you look back at them. This team defied so many odds, like I mentioned, and, you felt yourself clinging on to specific dudes and, getting behind them and rooting for them and, the ups and downs of this season. And it is, and it's one of those things, they got to the World Series. Could this be the start of something? Maybe. Was it a one-off? Maybe. So many people say, oh, there's always next year. That's been, that's our mantra in Philly. But you don't know. We said, hey, we've got next year back in 2011. And it took us 11 years to get next year. This team is, it's a special, fun, memeable, electric group of dudes. And I really hope this is the start of something. I put it out on Twitter. Shout out to Kenwood Beer. You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com and use that all-new and improved Kenny tracker to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia area. You got to be 21 or older to do so. And, of course, please drink responsibly. Put it out on Twitter so everybody knows here, too. April 8th, 2023, Saturday. 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time is the Phillies opening night. Not opening day, opening night. That is a tradition for Underground Sports Philadelphia to be in attendance for opening night. Has been for years now. It might have been even before we started podcasting, but definitely since we've been podcasting, it's been a staple that we head out to opening night. We love the t-shirts. Kenwood Beer, our merch partners, PHI Apparel Company, which you guys should check out everything they've got to offer. Best merch in the game. Our merch will be up very, very soon. There's no doubt you're going to stand out in the crowd, whether you're going to Sixers games, Flyers games, Wings games come December, Eagles games, and then, of course, when the Union and the Phillies are back, we'll be rocking them at CBP. You guys can go to phiapparel.co and use code UNDERGROUND for 10% off your order. That's code UNDERGROUND at phiapparel.co for 10% off your order. Those two are definitely in and are excited. We're going to be having a live tailgate podcast going down at opening night. It's a Saturday. It's going to be electric. It's something I want to pull off almost every month if we can. During the 2023 season is live tailgate podcasts for Phillies games, maybe even some Union games. But I think it should be a staple for us in the summer. Like when we're around, when I'm not on the road for OTB, we should be down at the ballpark, podcasting, hanging out with the people, spreading the good word of the underground. But April 8th, 2023, mark your calendars. We want as many people out there as possible. We're going to be having the first of many live tailgates. We did one a few years ago, and it was very poorly executed, I should say. We're going to make this thing big, and it all starts with you guys. So be a friend, tell a friend, mark your calendars. Saturday, April 8th, 2023, Underground Sports Philadelphia live tailgate, Phillies opening night. It is one of those moments, though, where you sit back and you don't want to cry because it's over. You want to smile because it happened. But it's okay to cry. And I certainly had my fair share of tears. It is one of those things that you just have to, you live and learn, and you realize what just happened. You try to decompress and you try to break it all down and like realize like we just went on an unbelievable run, and like super proud of this team, this city. We did it right. We did the damn thing. And it was one of those things where you just never wanted it to end. It really was. I tweeted it's the great Philly sports bender of 2022. It was day in and day out. You'd go to your day job and, you'd be like, all right, is it time to clock out yet? And you go home and you have this feeling come over you. And it was truly like, I mean, I can't say this from experience because I have never done a drug in my life, but it truly felt like doing drugs. Like you were getting high off of the emotion and the adrenaline and the expectation and the unknown every single night for a month. We did this for a month, guys. Like October 1st was when we clinched to go to the postseason. This is for a little over a month between the Phillies, the Union, the Eagles run that they are on right now for the regular season being undefeated. Like, we did that. We're still doing it. And, it is, it has been super cool to just see how connected we are as a fan base and, supporting every single team and getting behind one another, seeing all the athletes at the games and being supportive. It's been the ride of this podcast history so far. This month will be something we remember forever. Getting to talk about this run and the way that it made us feel. Felt like kids again. So, to the Philadelphia Phillies, 2022 Philadelphia Phillies, thank you. You guys are awesome. We love you. And this will be something we remember forever. That's for damn sure. Thank you for a wild ride. And hopefully we're just gearing up for this to be the start of a ride that lasts even longer than our childhood ride. And then, of course, Philadelphia becomes the first city to lose 2 championships in one day. As the Philadelphia Union lose the MLS Cup. It's brought to you by our friends at Bino Board. You guys can go to binoboard.com. That's BINHOBOARD.com. And use code BINOUSP for 10% off your order at binoboard.com. It's paper football meets foosball. You need it for your man cave, your she shed, your tailgates. You'll be the talk of the tailgate if you have a Bino board with you. So go get yourself a board, binoboard.com, code BINOUSP for 10% off your order. Union lose the MLS Cup in penalty kicks in what was easily the most entertaining game of soccer at the professional level I have ever watched in my entire life. Sitting down watching it here in the studio, and just the skill that went into that game, and people will probably think I'm a moron because I'm talking about MLS and not Premier League or anything. Let me tell you, these boys were balling. Jack Elliott is a rock star. To score that goal after LAFC goes up 3-2 to tie it. Then it goes to extra time. The collision between Corey Burke and the goalie from LAFC happens. Crazy shit. And then penalty kicks. And here's my thing on the MLS Cup. And I talked about it a little bit with Matt maybe last week on Wednesday's show. I don't think you should have a one-off championship being scheduled to be played at the best team's arena. Like, it should be like the Super Bowl. It should be a scheduled place, and if you happen to get there, cool. I think it was pretty shitty that it was in LA. LAFC fans fucking suck. Fuck them. Throwing, shit at our players and everything, classless. Fuck those fans. Not all of them, but fuck the fans that were throwing shit. Pieces of shit. It shouldn't be at one of the competitors' arenas unless, it's scheduled to be there. Like the Super Bowl, the past couple years with the Bucks and the Rams. Like, you get there, cool. And then to have a championship decided in a skills competition is kind of lame. And I know Matt and I have talked about this a bunch. What's the alternative? I don't know. But in a one-off championship like that, to have it determined in penalty kicks kind of sucked. And would I feel the same if the Union would have won? Who knows? Probably not. But I think either way, determining a championship with a skills competition like that is pretty lame. And just like, meh. It's kind of a turnoff. So those are some things I would fix about the MLS Cup. If anybody from the MLS somehow is listening, want to take my advice. But man, what a run for the Union. I know they're going to be losing some players, going overseas to play. So it won't be the same team running it back next year. But man, what a run that they went on. Homegrown, defying so many odds again. A big chip on their shoulder after last year. And you have an MVP candidate. You have an MVP candidate snubbed. You have goalkeeper of the year, coach of the year, defender of the year nominated, I think. You had 3 or 4 guys make like the all first team, the top 11 or whatever it is. Union had one heck of a run. And it was awesome throughout the entire year as they continued to dominate and continue to get better and better and better. The more people started paying attention to them and, giving them their flowers that they deserved. And I'm fully telling you guys right now, I will be at a Union game next year. I'm tired of having not been, and I want to experience it. I want the full Sons of Ben experience. Let's see what their schedule is for 2023, if it's out yet. I don't even know if it's out yet. How much are season tickets for the boys? This could be something to look into. Let's see what the Union are charging for season tickets. Good grief. It's a lot. Should never mind on that, but let's see. And I mean, the Union have the CONCACAF Champions League as well, which will be very fun, and they have a good shot to win that. Which starts in March. So they've got their matches for that. I don't know when the season starts, but I will be at Subaru Park for a Union game, nonetheless. I've been there 3 times covering the PLL, and it's an electric environment for that. The stadium is beautiful. It's one of my favorite venues in the entire world, and I want to go experience a Union game. So shout out to the Sons of Ben. Shout out to brotherly game. All the Union peeps fully indoctrinate me into Union culture. I'm down. I need to be there. I want to get one of the lightning bolt jerseys with my name on it. I need it. Because this year, following along with them and, following them probably full-blown since 2020 with my full-blown eyes, because we were supposed to have full season credentials for them in 2020, and then the world shut down. Yeah, I'm in. They're so fun to watch. I enjoy the Flyers, don't get me wrong, but it's tough to sit and watch an entire hockey game. The Union are so good that I could sit and watch an entire Union game. But man, it's been a wild ride for the city of Philadelphia. And, the way we deal with losing 2 championships in a day, being the first city to ever do that, is we go watch a legend consume his 40th rotisserie chicken in 40 days. Shout out to the rotisserie chicken man. What a legend. Shout out to everybody that went. Shout out to the boy Dan Morgan, who went down and posted some of the most electric photos and videos that I've seen for a non-sporting sporting event ever. That shit was hilarious. It was unbelievable. That guy is probably going to be up for Philly Sports Fan Hall of Fames. He'll probably be up for the Underground Sports Philadelphia Hall of Fame for just, the fun type of shit that happens in this city. But, man, that was absolutely hilarious. That man set up a red carpet, a full table, and had a crowd to watch him eat a rotisserie chicken for the 40th straight day. Just scenes. Absolute scenes. Hilarious. Shout out to the rotisserie chicken guy. What a legend. But that's all I got for you guys. Make sure you're following us at Underground PHI on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311. Subscribe to the podcast feed, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there. Leave those 5-star reviews. It really helps the show continue to grow and gets, more eyeballs on the show. That really means a lot to us and, how we can continue pumping out content the way we want to. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. You get full video episodes of every show on our network. You get the bonus content that we're pumping out. We've got a docu-series coming about Jamil Demby soon. We're working on, getting more of that film. So youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Subscribe, smash the like button, ring the bell icon, comment down below your thoughts on, the Phils, the Union. Shout out to the Birds beating the Houston Texans. But let us know and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Shout out to our sponsors, Main Auto LLC, Security 21 Security Systems, Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated, the Dental Wellness Center of Violent Tomahawk Shades, Pickup, Kenwood Beer and Beano Board, and our merch partners, PHI Apparel Company. All of their info is linked in the show notes on audio and in the description on YouTube. But this has been episode number 479. One of the final Red October editions of Underground Sports Philadelphia. I'm your boy KB. Till Wednesday night, where we announce our giveaway winner. Twitch.tv/Underground Sports PHI. I'm getting the heck out of here, and I'm signing off. Go Phils.